Hi Almas, how have you been doing?
Hello, Malik. I've been doing great in trading, and that's why I'm actually here to speak to the people who are actually into trading and how the struggle that they are going through. And the reason why I do these videos and this content is to make people understand that you are not going to get what you want anytime, and you have to understand the principles of trading and the mistake that I made. I blew some accounts and all these things that I did doesn't make me a bad trader. As long as I keep learning and keep doing the right thing, probably you're going to be profitable. If you have some bad habit or some bad attitude of trading, that is what keeps you poor. That is what keeps bringing you back. For most people, if you overtrade, if you increase a lot of lot size, and if you revenge trade or you don't have the right strategy, you know, it's going to be hard for you to be profitable. But the most important thing is first you have to develop a strategy trading. If once you develop a strategy in trading, then the other things become easier. So right now, my own problem is not about the strategy. I already get the strategy. Anytime I fail or I lose from a trade, it's because I I stopped being disciplined or I did something wrong, and that's why I'm losing. And I know that most of you guys, most of the traders are in the same page. You have everything. You have the same strategy. You have a right strategy, but your psychology is messed up. And if your psychology is messed up, your strategy will never work. And if you have the right psychology and you have all the discipline, you don't have strategy, it's not also going to work for you. So that's why I'm here today. What is going on right now is I have purchased myself an FTMO 100K account, the evaluation, and I'm going to run you through how I was doing it and how I was able to take some of my strategies and how I was able to take profit from it. I'm not going to show everything, but I'm going to take from the trades that really work out and show you that if you follow the price action and the right setup and the right discipline, everything is going to be all right. So that is what I'm going to show you from my FTMO and also some of my reward. I've been talking about that. My first payout in FTMO, my first verification, phase 2 and phase payout. I've done that. I went to Audacity Capital. Phase 1 was passed. That one too I'm going to show you. Phase 2 was also passed. And what we call it, phase 3 is when I get an amount that will be shared with the company and me myself. But guess what? They deny my payout. I went to Alpha Capital, the same. When I was buying all those challenges, everything seems to be fine. But when I start making profit and progressing, start winning trades, and then they start telling me that you are inconsistent. By the time that I was actually buying those funded accounts, everything was very fine. But once I start getting profitable, that is where they are telling me that I was not consistent. They waited for me to pass phase 1 and phase 2 and phase 3, and phase 3 they didn't even allow to give me an account. But I use the same strategy in FTMO. But for FTMO, what matters for them is you keep in the same, what we call it, max daily loss and max drawdown. They don't care about how you generate your income as long as you respect the parameters that they're giving to you. But this and other side things look fishy for me, because the most important is if you can consistently generate profit and also respect the rules. Those are the most important things. But you don't expect me to pass phase 1, phase 2, and then you tell me that I was inconsistent. Even going for phase 3, you tell me that I was inconsistent, and without even considering giving you something from your profit. And that, I consider that is actually messing up with psychology of many of us traders. I know some of traders I've what we call it, I've get into some pro firms, and once you pass, they deny you a payout. And once they deny you a payout, sometimes they decide to give you a new account. And once they give you a new account, what do you expect? You are not going to trade well because your psychology is messed up. They make you feel like you are doing something which is not right. You have a pressure to perform again, and this kind of pressure is what is killing many people. What we call it, identity. So it's very important that you find a firm which you trust. They have reliable. I'm not saying that FTMO is perfect, but you have to find, the pro firms that are reliable and they are legit. They've been paying many people and they are verified for many years, and find them. We have FTMO, we have other funded nets. I've never been there, Ola Prime, and 5years. 5years.com, they are also one of the firms who are based on consistency and doing the right thing. You want to find those kind of pro firms that will even help you to, to become a better trader, not to find a pro firms that are going to make you feel like you are not there yet, because once you are there, you're going to feel it. And that's the same thing that I'm feeling now. So I'm going to go through all these kind of things so that we will learn something from that, and that is how it is actually going. This week was an amazing, and I'm going to go through this technical analysis and also other stuff. Then you're going to see how things are going. God bless you. So guys, I'm back again. So all the things that I've been talking about, let's dive into it and let's see what you can learn from that, and understand that trading is all about gradual process, not a sprint. It's a marathon. So let's dive into that and let's learn something together and have your takeaway from that. The things that is going to serve you, keep them. What is not going to serve you, don't. So guys, let's dive into it and let's learn something and let's improve, and see you there. So let's start. And guys, as I was talking in my previous videos about the Audacity Capital, and in 2025, when I made that decision that I'm going to work hard and make sure that I pass all these challenges, was with Audacity Capital, Alpha Capital, and FTMO. So guys, I was using my same strategy, and sometimes, of course, I have some, what we call it, very, what we call a conservative trading system that I use in between. Actually, my system is mostly price action trader. And we can see from Audacity Capital, first, that was the first time after, what we call it, 4 years ago, I have been with them. And at that time, I will say that I don't know what I was doing. But right now, I understood the principle, I understood what's going on. And because of that, I remember that they were fair to me. So I came back and then I purchased this 240K account, and we can see that's 26 of November 2025. So we can see that, my first challenge, the account 136901 is passed. You can see that I started the challenge from 26th of November 2025, and then, the account was passed. With 10% profit. So we can see here is $24,025 from 240K account, and then they give me a new verification, and this is verification, and that is 2nd of February 2026. What happened? With this, I need to generate 5%, which I did. That was more than that, 13,000, and we can all see here that was totally passed. You can see here, guys, this is my real account. This is my real account, and from this I've generated 5%, and then I went into live. On the 9th of February, I went into live account, and what did I do? I generated 16,776, with the same strategy that I'm using. But the fascinating thing is, like, all the time that I was going through this challenging, they actually send me congratulations. Then I went to the phase two. After the phase two was done, they were actually sending me message to actually upload my sets on on social media and stuff like that, without even getting paid out. But I said to myself, you know what, I have to just wait. I have to just wait to see how the things are going before I will be able to do that. But that wasn't my decision, So they were urging me to promote the company while, after getting this result, they didn't pay me. And guys, I'm going to show you what happened next. So what happened was, like, I didn't argue with them because I know that no matter how I do, they are not going to listen to what I'm going to. So I know that so many other people are going through the same stuff. So what they did to me is they actually give me a new account, and we can see this new account shows from it's the same live account. We can see these ones are the same verification that I had last, and they give me the live account 156849. So with this live account, what do you think is going to happen, guys? Write in the comment section. What do you think is going to happen? What is going to happen is I'm not going to be myself, because I'm trying to, and because they didn't pay me anything, they didn't even, consider that I've been trading. But in this purpose, the same strategy I was using was the same that I was using FTMO and others. They didn't even consider that. And then what happened? I wasn't trading the right way. I wasn't trading straight. So what happened? I blew this account. You can see, because what happened after you get tired passing phase one, phase two, and then getting even live, after you've done all this work, and then they just decided they're going to give you live account. I didn't trust them. So that's why, I failed the account, because my psychology wasn't right. So guys, this is it from the, what we call it, Audacity Capital. And I'm going to also show you what we call it. I'm going to also show you the Alpha Capital. Once I started passing their, what we call, evaluations and stuff, I've been failing because they are one of the pro firms that I have been with for a long time, for more than 2 years. And once I start getting better and better, then what they can tell me is, you are inconsistent. They cannot give me a live account. I did that 2 times. I say, you know what? I'm done with them. So you have to understand to stick to the pro firms that are going to help you, rather than, just jump in because they have cheap offer. They are there to trap you. Most of them are there to trap you, not in your favor. Yes, I'm back again, guys. So this is actually what we call, this is actually the Alpha Capital Group pro firm, and we can actually see here. That I've been long with them, since what we call it, since 2023. Since 2023, you can definitely see here, that it was tough time. These are the phase one pass, and I never passed phase two. And then what we can see in 2024, the same thing will happen. The same thing was happening, but these last ones are actually from from my early, and those was one of my longest, what we call it, accounts that I really held. And this one is the phase one from 2026. So this is actually the phase one, and this white one here is actually phase two. This white one here is actually a phase two challenge. So after completing this phase two challenge, I get an email from them, and I also get a message. They are telling me that I was inconsistent, and they cannot give me a funded account. So I have a second one. This is also this one was the other one. Let me see. This one was on the March. This one was on the March. This one was the late one. This one was the earliest one that I have achieved, 29 of January. I have this one here, 29. Let me see. Alpha Pro. This is 29 of January that I pass. This one here, and so it's the beginning of 2020, but those account was born in 2025. And once this was passed, what happened? I get the certificate and everything, and then this one was actually the stage 2, the stage 2, which was on the 3rd of February. So you can see that it really took me a long time to pass these challenges, and I went through the 3rd of February. I was presented this certificate as well, so it wasn't easy. So after passing this, so I receive another, what we call it, I receive another message from them that they cannot give me a live account. So I actually did 2 times. They cannot give me a funded account because I was inconsistent. And meanwhile, at that moment, I was trading Alpha. I was trading with them, trading with FTM, trading with Audacity Capital. So now this one was actually, so guys, we can see that those are the what we call it, the last ones. And after that, guys, they try to give me, what we call it, they give me a new account to trade. But as I tell you, Audacity Capital did the same, but I wasn't in the right moment. What I did, I just decided I'm not going to trade with them. I traded anyhow and then lose the account, and I never came back. So now, so guys, I'm back again now. I'm going to actually show you one of the, we can see, I mean, from this side here, we can actually see, how, it's going with this account. We can see that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I was totally, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Friday was the red ones. As I told you, what causes the thing is, I'm going to really work hard on improving. Why am I over trading on Friday? So guys, we can see that is actually the data of my FTMO. And now, I'm going to dive into one of the trades that I did on Monday, with 17th of August, and how the trade really worked out. So guys, we can see here right now, we can see the, what we call it, US theory, as I always like to trade, what we call stocks. So the first thing we have to identify is we have to understand the whole story. We have to understand the concept of what is happening in the market, and how are we going to anticipate to understand what's moving on. So guys, we can see this area here. We can see that, first of all, in the daily time frame, we can see here this market is definitely making it's making, what we call it, higher highs, higher lows. It's making higher highs, higher lows. So guys, I'm going to show you, okay, it's making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and higher lows. Okay, and higher lows, guys. So that's how the market's moving. Higher highs, higher lows. So we can all see that this is an impulsive move. When the market make the first week, then you make a corrective move. Impulsive move, corrective move, impulsive move, corrective move. So this is actually how you should be thinking about the price action trader. They always say that the trend is your friend, and that's the thing that you have to understand. So this in daily time frame. So when the market is actually moving high, higher highs, higher lows, sometimes in this area the market could just continue higher. So once you see an hesitation on this area here in 4-hour time frame, what happened on the 6th of August, we can see that the market
couldn't go any higher and it stopped dropping. And this dropping, we have, in what we call it in daily time frame, we have this bearish engulfing candle. And we all know that bearish engulfing candle, they are one of the candles that when you see them at the top or at the resistance level, they are actually indicating that the sellers are in presence. So when sellers are in presence, it's telling you that you have to be ready to see market change. Don't just keep on buying, So when I go back to 4-hour time frame, we can see, then I see a series of what we call it ranging, in a canal, trying to do what? To go up again, but that doesn't happen. They came here, they broke this range, and then from this area, I saw this price action, and this pricing action, what we call a pin bar here, is actually giving me the confidence that, there is a selling pressure here, and they are likely to move the market, from this area to downwards here, So this down here to this zone here is actually another support level. When I scroll into the 4-hour time frame, you can all see that there's a support area in this area here. See, here is a support area because this was previously the support that led to these highs. So we can see the market came in. This is where one has to take the profit and held this trade from this area to this zone, and this zone was a previous support, because you can see here there's where there's a really big move. So here I took my profit, and after that we see another big candle here, you know, this one to really move, you know, and this is a correction, you know, making lower lows, lower highs, and this lower highs is a correction. And then after this correction, what happened? The market dropped, you know. So I actually took my profit here, but the next day the market came here, so which means that this gave me 1,002 if I would have held, because the account that I was having was actually not for trading overnight. So 10:30 I'm already closing it. So, you know, the next day the market dropped to this area, and before landing section we also have what we call it a correction of these lower lows, lower highs, and then we get this lower low. And right now the market is actually maintaining its structure. So now I am actually seeing that there's a possibility that the market will come here and play a little bit around and drop again, but I will not assume I am going to buy or sell until I see what is happening. So guys, you know, and this is it in a little nutshell. I know this video is a little longer, but it's based on educational purpose. If you are taking trading serious, this is what you have to know. This is one of the strategies that I use. You know, what we call it let me go strategy is actually when the market is falling downwards, you know, it's falling downwards, you know, it's falling downwards from the what we call a trend line. So we can see that the market respects the trend line. So this is one of the strategies, you know, the market is respecting the trend line. It come here, boom, come here, boom, you know, let me go. So you let it go. And the lean on me strategy is the opposite, you know, when the market is going upwards, you know, so it lean on the trend line and keep on going. So guys, this is it, and I hope, you know, you learn from this, and you learn from, everyone has to learn from his mistake if you want to be a better trader. So guys, I'll keep you updated on how these challenges are going, and God bless. So I hope you like this content, and like it and subscribe if you want more information, and then God bless you. See you there.